Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at how to solve equations when there's variables on both sides. Okay, when we're looking at solving an equation with variables on both sides, there's kind of 4 steps that we can take into account as we begin solving these equations. Step 1 is simplify one or both sides of the equation. Step 2, we can kind of do step 1 by doing step 2. We want to collect the variable terms on one side of the equal sign. We want to collect the constant terms on the other, and then we're just going to isolate the variable. So here we go, a couple examples that we'll look at. Example number 1 says negative 2x equals 3x plus 15. So there's nothing really we can do to simplify each side. We don't really have any like terms to combine right off the bat. So what we're going to do is move this 3x over to the other side, and we have negative 2x minus 3x, which gives us negative 5x, and that's equal to 15. And now we can isolate the variable. So we divide both sides by negative 5, and we get our answer of x equals negative 3. All right, example number 2. We had a fraction in there. That's okay. So we're going to use the distributive property to distribute this negative 3/4. Okay, so negative 3/4 times 8n, that would be like negative 3 times 8, 24, divided by 4, so negative 6n. This is going to be minus, negative times a positive. 3 times 12, 36, divided by 4, 9. So minus 9. And then we're going to distribute over here. 3 times n, and 3 times negative 3 would be minus 9. So now we have a couple options. We can start off by combining our n terms, or we could combine our constants. So let me do this. Let's add 6n to both sides. So that cancels out over there. So we have negative 9 equals 9n minus 9. So now we can add this 9 over here, and we get negative 9 plus 9 gives us 0. And then we divide both sides by 9, and we get n equals 0. Okay. All right, now when there are variables on both sides, there are a couple other solution types that we could get. So with the first 2 examples, we solved for the variable and we had one solution. There are a couple other solutions that we could get, and these are the names. We could get infinitely many solutions, which is when an equation that has any value could be true for the variable. So we're going to see what that's going to look like here in just a minute. Then we could have no solution, which means there's an equation that's not true for any value of the variable. So let's do a couple of those examples. First one we're going to look at is 3 times the quantity of 5x plus 2 equals 15x. Okay, so we distribute here. We get 15x plus 6 equals 15x. And now what we would do is we would collect our x terms, so I can subtract 15x from both sides. And now look what happens. We get 6 equals, and 15x minus 15x is 0. So now we want to evaluate the validity of this statement. Is 6 equal to 0? Well, we would say, no, it is not, right? So our answer would be, there is no solution. Now example 4, we're going to distribute over here. So we have negative 2 times 4y would be negative 8y. And then we get a minus 2 equals negative 8y minus 2. When we go to combine our terms here, let's collect our y terms. Look what happens on both sides. Cancels, cancels. So we're left with negative 2 equals negative 2. Well, is that a true statement? Yes, it is. So since that's true, we would say there is infinitely many solutions. And that's how we solve equations with variables on both sides.